Hey, listen to this, man. You ever had a chick that was like a demon or something? They did some zodiac science and they want you to be with a certain type of person after they done made a fucking creature because they wanted to bear his ass on you just to fuck you up anytime because it's already demonic, so he wants to demoralize you. So some next empress could say you were the cause of her downfall, and then on top of it, blame an innocent man that she already was already targeting and punishing in the physical reality, so she could be able just to manipulate physics just to get on a level that she's not supposed to be on. Listen to this, my nigga. Listen. You ever imagine being in a coma or getting shot and then recovering after 30 something or 38 something years, right? And then when you look at other people, you have children that survived and tried to get to other planets, that traveled even in beyond in space and all type of situations. That's probably trying to be the same age as you, trying to learn a future higher education so they could do the atom situation and manipulate somebody's physics to mind fuck an individual to cause atom situation, like they want to find out who his family members, and they're shooting down the stars like Star Wars. And on top of it, they trying to do a Job situation to individual on the earth because they're trying to end his reality in the physical, one pinpoint of a physical reality, a certain way in the physics that'll cause the whole family to fall on a higher astrological hierarchy level as they try to learn the human condition in science. And then they try to say that, and they run around with ships on people looking like individuals having Star Wars ship fights like the Mayan situation. And then next thing you know, ending the world, and it all because serpentine and some bad vein, and somebody wants to have some little Jewish basement basement fucking sweat box party because of some money, individuals love pussy, and on top of it, because the fact is, it's three reasons. Another individual's love because he has something so sexy other people doesn't have. Then on top of it, because the anatomy, other people in a certain type of anatomy, they don't have value and they couldn't get it, and they were just fucked up in the reality of the things that they did in the past and the oaths that they took in the fucked up consciousness, that condition that made their physical reality. And then on top of it, because of them making certain choices of their physical reality being demoralized, lost the reason of enlightenment. And even if you take you lose person lose the reason of enlightenment, then on top of it, then then on top of it, then then because another individual came up with financial ideas that kept it maintained to all the future. So another person is like saying they work for. It's like a people telling a bunch of people at a time. Well, I work for him. I work for him. I do this for him. I do this so. I got him. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna do this. So just leave me there. And then have other people not want to care to look at the individual because they're having fun with the finance a certain type of way. So if they gotta come bother with the situation, they're not gonna have the finances that they have a certain type of way, and then the other individual will have more, and it'll be back to where it originally was. And then you'll have grown people that was like on some Clash of the Titans trying to get rid of their higher consciousness because of power, and then the people, the assassins that they hired that was low level, the fucked up people that wasn't even supposed to be alive, that demoralized themselves. Some of them demoralized themselves, lost their reason of enlightenment. Then on top of it, some of them were just a bad humane condition. They just wanted to learn. It's like starting a chain reaction with the people that demoralized themselves that lost their point of enlightenment, and then next thing you know, we're trying to learn because the people that was originally black demoralized themselves at that point in time, and then they said they had enlightenment. They never had enlightenment. They were just learning to be cannibals, and then they were on top of it. They were starting a training day for other individuals so they could get rid of all the anatomy, all the light anatomy, and just the next thing you know, it's just like fruits. Then you just have fruits all around and shit, and then you just eating niggas, and then they picking people up like fruits. But pick another person think lose an allegory think it's fruits. It has nothing to do with fruits. If they're literally eating anatomy, trying to maintain a certain type of anatomy because they want a person to have a certain regimen. So then you'll have a personal trainer at a time that's training you, and there's a rat. And then another person tells you, listen, when people were doing things like that at a time, when the world was coming to an end, a certain type of way right before the galactical war, I had to secure all my wives. Because a person said, why? Because they're going to have to speak and tell niggas what life is really about because they know the higher science, and then on top of it, I'm gonna be out there murdering niggas and doing all type of things, educating niggas. So they have to see the reality of the physical and the metaphysical to know how serious the situation is. And then when a man's on a metaphysical, spiritual level, then they'll realize how serious the situation is. And then somebody heard that type of recording and said, oh, I'm going to discredit both of you. Your wife is going to be Salem. You're going to cause her to have a witchcraft or some witch hunt, cause your wife to be some type of high class whore hooker. And then on top of it, then we're going to get her like a perfect fit for somebody else that's fucked up, that's an 88%. And then at the last minute, when you think you're in love, and then everything is all good in your life, and then you're thinking everything is all wonderful, then they're gonna hit you with the future science, and then when you get to the future, it's gonna look like you're a robber, a thief, a cheat, and they're gonna say, "Oh, listen, man, you got with this half bitch. This ain't even a real bitch. You just maintaining some bitch, and you want the infection here and all type of things. You're the wrong individual. This and other. What's your mentality? Get the fuck out of here." Because another person wants you to feel about their human condition, because you another person could have changed the reality. Like, I'm the Most High, so I could have changed the reality for their humane condition. Get the fuck out of here. So you set me all the way up to do some letter like that. That ain't a lesson. That just showing me another time. No, that shit ain't never gonna happen again. And then on top of it, then you got some bitch that after 30 something years done educated mad as individuals or killed mad as individuals during the time of the education they didn't agree with her. And then hopefully, actually, fuck hopefully, some of them better had us. Some of them, I really hope they escaped and didn't get into the situation, so they wouldn't have got caught up in the situation like that stupid bitch. And then on top is getting caught up with a stupid bitch that was causing some horse shit. And then on top of it, she'll be fight. It's like fighting a case in a paradigm of time, and then a person got to provide the evidence for their case. And then next thing you know, the bitch is trying to get away with a crime because then you better hope it's not a casino scene where it's like a person trying to get a person's cell phone. It's just like what happened to me. These police officers one time that was regardment was supposed to make a regardment started letting kids be a part of social economics that wanted to start voting because they were going to start knocking out the real education. And then when the real education of the real international security said, now go ahead and do this, I'm going to do so and so. They tried to get to a level in the future where they were going to call individuals and say they were wrong because what? They did the first Dr. York to me in physics. So it was going to do to my they were going to do the same thing to my caretakers. Why? Because my caretakers already happened to me. And then on top of it, then it's like trying to kill my caretakers from ever having love. Like some of my caretakers didn't even need love. They didn't know nothing about the situation a certain type of way. They didn't care because they were already being fulfilled about certain things that they needed for themselves a certain type of. And then on top of it, then another person wanted to bombard on their sacredcy to fuck up their privacy if they were ever gonna have a certain type of privacy. That's mad, A spoiled bitch that raised 30 something. It's like a chick letting 30 something years go by just to fuck up an individual's reality. And then it's like having a chick that doesn't know nothing about life, that just can't help an individual a certain type of way that was innocent. And then everybody wants to kill her because of her innocence, and then she didn't get to fuck up another. She is because she was already wasn't in it. She was innocent, and then they didn't get to They didn't get to finish her reality. So they got another man that was the man like me, the real Most High, to be in a point fucking up my reality just to be able just to say, oh, this chick learned this, she learned this, she could have this, she could have that, and she didn't want to. And so, and then a chick, it's like having a chick that's like 60, 80 years old in a physical reality that probably took all type of weight gaining pills and all types of situations just to let the foul out on an individual, just to murder and kill an individual at the time. So it's like all the drugs and diseases and the fucked up things she took, she just want to give it to an individual and say, these are your diseases through time, because it's just like having an earth and then an empress do the wrong thing, and then she tries to find out a way to manipulate to give back the diseases, the things that she did wrong, for individuals to have some remorse and love for her for what the things she did right. Because this is another type of scenario situation. So remorse of things that she did right. So when he takes the disease, when say a nigga takes the disease and then she'll go on living and tell you, see, it was this nigga because of it, and then on top of it, this was really killing because on top of it, it was people that wasn't a real humane condition, and just learning certain forms of physics, hearing certain things, breaking into people's houses, checking their phones, trying to find out everything that they knew on some Ghostbuster shit, on some Constantine shit, trying to cause Salem because of the things that they did from the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, from the times of Babylon, from the times of before the Crusades when they started raping the Milky Way galaxy, all type of situations of the zodiac signs trying to poison and hit individuals. That was the high of the high astrological trees that never needed zodiac signs that knew the original magic, and because the fact that individuals were already acknowledged for a certain way and they wasn't acknowledged for, they're already trying to cause that poison to the reality to the higher conscience because the zodiac want to be the remaining higher consciousness. So it's just like a cycle going back to destroy the elders a certain type of way because we had people that spoke words and things that they didn't know at the time. That's it. And then on top of it, you got some empress that shows some next chick because she already sitting somewhere a certain type of way, and then she just playing with an individual, trying to manipulate the reality because other people's gonna know she did wrong, and she could get hunted down for doing certain things, and then she manipulating the light and the magic at a time because she's probably saying she gotta show the light and the magic something, and then on top of it, it's like a person getting cool with a person through time and then fucking up their physical reality to acknowledgement of things that they know because the fact that they want to manipulate with things that something happened a certain type of way, and then somebody manipulated somebody, and then somebody went with it, and then the wrong things happened, and then they try to manipulate it to the end of the world. Like two people that's wrong, that's trying to be, just trying to just not trying to be real apparent to what the wrong that they did. Not even a parent, not a parent, a person that doesn't want to be doesn't want a parent. If you really listen to what I said, the expression, they don't want a parent because they don't want people realizing the wrong that they did, and they're like children. So when they get to a certain level and a man leaves, other certain people are educated. Imagine if they're educated in physics and it's a digital system, and then they target those individuals through time, and then they learn how to break down the digital system. Now, if a person goes so far and forgets them from the time being, imagine when a person comes back, you gotta remember that person. If their life is too good, who cares if somebody? They probably feel who cares if somebody do something wrong to us? Then you see that'll be the type of situation. That's other lessons of life why individuals gotta really care about things going on when you're dealing with caretakers. Basically, other people that's trying to live the life of it's like the skull and bone movie. You got one that's wonderful, one that's no good that fucks up, that wants you to consider the reason of your dignity because they want a person to be married at a time so their situation can have a point of enlightenment because they watch their family uh, uh, achieve other things without them a certain type of way because their point of enlightenment tried to spoil their human condition, and then that person's still doing it in a physical reality, causing even more spectacle and fucked up situation of the humane condition, and causing the end the world to end because the fact that certain a point of acknowledgement is not acknowledged for it to have love a certain type of way. Imagine that. Wow. After fucking up a humane condition in reality. That's all because of your dark consciousness and your dark matter of the physical reality. It has nothing to do with me. Even to this, and I'm still the value. I don't care. Wow. You know why? Because I don't want to be with no emotional emphasis. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be with that. Or why kids I want to be with black pussy? Because I don't give a fuck about black pussy. I don't want to be with no black pussy bitch. And I don't want to be with no dirty, stupid, black pussy bitch. Yo, listen, man. Oh man, ain't nobody gonna hit me with a virus at a time when I'm trying to bring back the times of love and the times of the love from the beginning of existence. a certain type of way for individuals. I ain't never had no fucked up situation a certain type of way. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I need something a certain type of way, and then they try to get into element science. Oh, but you're an element. You also an element. Also, you into all these things. And so I was of the high anarchy and high manatee condition before element science. And on top of it, I'm the one that made the element science. The reasons of elements. You're going forward. You're going backwards. Back to front, first to back, first to back. What's going on with you? What's going on with me? Don't worry about what's going on. Well, you don't need to worry because there shouldn't be no funny situations where you have to worry. You should be real concerned what's going on with you. Said, what happened? You were jumping through channels, another chick tried to kill another chick a certain type of way, so and so. No, other people is being forceful on a level is looking like another chick tried to kill another chick. If you're part of a high astrological tree and then traumatic situations happen at a level because other people are handling the businesses they're supposed to be handling, at a point in time it's going to look like somebody is receiving some form of trauma if something happens a certain type of way. But if you skip certain lines in between, you're gonna have certain outcomes, and this is gonna be the situation. So you ain't gonna see the reason of the refinement or regardment of the refinement a certain type of way. Another person's gonna think it was a criminal act, and then there's all types of because another person that was already supposed to take the blow a certain type of way, like look at how I got rid of Empress of the already gone. So who's next up to bat? Who's next? Who's next? Who caused this and had the excuse? Who's gonna have the right answer to to, to survive a certain type of way? If they can't, then it's go. They go. What happened? Who caused this? Then a person saying, "What you speaking about?" Because yo, listen, imagine getting pounced by cops all day, or a social economic system. I'm getting hit with injections and needles, and then you get a chick that get hit with an arrow. She already on rat back like a horse. Rat back. You don't know who was riding the horse before you. Then you get hit with an arrow at a time. Like, yo, what the fuck? This nigga trying to kill. You had other niggas that you had a certain type of form of protection or a certain something, a certain type of way different from your physical reality. You're in their sequence of where they really go in, and then they just wanted to be the next James Bond and nicer than nice. And then on top of it, you show up somewhere they don't know the difference. And then on top of it, that was probably somebody. And on top of it, that probably another person. That was probably somebody else supposed to be there because so many did me a favor. Then that person, when they hit you with an arrow or all type of situation, another person set it up for the perfect mathematical scenery. How you know it's not the nigga that cooks the chocolates on your matrix that be on the commercial and says, oh, the souffle, the chocolate souffle, and he has the white hat on and he's like, oh, like the nigga, he look like Francois with the white hat on. Like, oh, he pouring down the chocolate and then the chocolate's melting on, you know, this is so and so chocolate, and then next you know you getting hit with an individual that's trying to he tries to make the matrix a certain time. It's like Adam. Like you ever see the commercial with the nigga say, "My name's Adam. I computerized. I so and so," and then on top of it, he's trying to be nice in the same time because he says he could set niggas up. He could fuck niggas in reality up. He could mathematical figure out an equation. Other individuals is going hard for their humane condition and their reality to provide the evidence what they can do because the way they deterred another person from learning what they wanted to learn that was gonna be more a little more precise a certain type of way so they can take the knowledge. And then on top of it, through things like that, you have individuals that wear out other people's environment. It's like, imagine an individual millions of years alive, wake up. It's like my arm. I'm the astrological emperor, literally. My arm fall asleep. How many planets do you think is going on at the time? If my arm goes numb, like I don't feel nothing, and I start bringing the feeling back in my nervous system, how many empresses do you think passed out in life, and that's waking up, and it's like, and imagine, I'm the literal paradigm of time. So when I put back my force in my arm and everything, for me myself, it's just me myself alone, to put back my force in my arm. Now, when I put back this force in my arm and everything, they waking up at what type of times and how long they've been gone, and then how was my comfortability to the physical reality so when they passed out? Was it traumatic their experience? Did it happen and it happened at a certain time sequence that I'm in because I'm healing like a star? And this is why there's not supposed to be confusion. There's an order so individuals know what's going on. But when you have people that have all type of plans trying to fuck one man up just because they want it for all type of different reasons, and then other people trying to come up with all type of shit because they all want one thing: a man's pussy and money. And then the people that want it are people that's not the people that already demoralized themselves. Then other people that got used to other finances that cause other individuals to have a demoralization because it was either demoralize themselves or don't have their type of situation because they weren't gonna make it a certain type of way. So all the other high entity or high manatee individuals or high manatee high entity individuals that did them a favor so they could remain stars and save their life at a time. It's just like sending possession spirits to save individuals' life, and then individuals say, "Yo, this nigga saved my life." And I don't know how Nice did it, but Nice saved my life. Yo, I'ma just take this shit. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna do this like this. And if niggas argue about the situation, we're just gonna murder niggas a certain type of way. And then individuals like, why is these niggas doing that? Like, yeah, these niggas not even supposed to be alive because of things that they did. No, another person didn't care to look into what caused their condition and their innocence a certain type of way, provided that the reason of them is still remaining of the higher consciousness. But because the fact is they had just different points of their empresses are gone because after the Galactical War, certain people that caused the Galactical War fell. Their empresses are gone at certain points, so they can't be raised at a certain time because they're supposed to be raised a certain type of way at a time, and the only person that can do it is literally me, Ralph Lane Jr. And because I didn't raise them at a time, yet because I didn't condition them, and I'm not gonna condition certain people because you have too many spoiled chicks that have a certain type of consciousness that even when they wake up in the paradigm, they're gonna really be trying to take advantage of individuals and they're gonna cause the wrong emotions in the paradigm of time because they've been in a cycle that they weren't supposed to be in a cycle a certain type of way because you have empresses that are black jewel and brown jewel empresses that was gonna cause the end of the physical reality. Right? And then other individuals started reflecting on certain points because they wanted already to do wrong to individuals because of the situation that caused it the first time for them to fall. So when you had certain individuals that fell during the Galactic War, then you had individuals that had to literally survive a certain type of way at certain times because the love. This is why you have the cycle of the zodiac calendar. You notice the cycle of other calendars is different. But when you have the cycle of the zodiac calendar, it adds up because the Empress does this, and then you learn the science of this, or the humane condition, or the reason of this, and so. And it's only meant for certain people of the higher consciousness. It's not meant for individuals of the lower consciousness because another person says, just in case, because we thought about that, there might be a situation. I'm a man that's already confident because we thought about the just in case. Nothing else to say. You know, I have sacredcy. I provided a form of regardless for my sacredcy because other individuals can't never have a mentality at a time to want to be more than the point of the higher conscience. So I had regarded my situation a certain type of way. Then I'm hearing individuals are, oh, I don't have nothing to refine with. I don't have nothing. It's just me and my light, and I'm just here waiting for you. You had crotch. I got shot. You just fucked it up because you wasn't paying attention to what it is a certain type of way, and then you were just trying to survive in a galactical war, and then other individuals at the time were just watching your pussy. And another person, who was it? Was it the parents of the people of the high manatee or high anity? No, it wasn't. It was the other individuals in the zodiac signs that was just trying to get their poison acknowledgement in from the lower level to your anatomy on a higher consciousness because they knew they were gonna fall, and then they just wanted to get back up because they're the ones that already caused. You had other individuals that was already causing the downfall of other individuals, and then you had individuals that wasn't gonna let individuals just die just like that and end up falling with them. It's just like I'm gonna jump in a casket and kill you again because of the wrong that you did, and another individual's gonna have to learn the education. But you're gonna have to maintain it so when an individual rises, an individual has this complication. Everybody will know about why the situation happened a certain type of way. That's it. It's like having individuals wonder, I did this. No, this is originally like this. This is originally like this. Other people didn't know this. This does this. This does this. This does this. Another person's like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you can't be associated with that person when you go down there to that planet because that person caused this, he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. You're just gonna have to see it for yourself. You did this and so and so. Oh man, see this, but it can make this do this. Yeah, that person had a chance to do this so and so, but that person did this at a certain time, like it was like this. But that person did it to this person. They didn't do it to this person. Well, listen, that person happens to be a real special person. That's the reason why you're probably still living. You gotta pay attention to what you're really saying. Another person, no, this another. Then a nigga says, oh, really? Well, guess what? That person that they did it to was the real reason of existence. They will automatically know. You want to find out? You want to make situations prolong itself, and then you find out why? Then nigga be like, all right, so and so. Then nigga look at him, oh, you want to prolong the situation? Yo, listen, that's already wrong to do that because if they were already right, you would literally found out about the situation. If you prolonged it a certain type of way, they would have to literally have the evidence for themselves of it. Oh, but this is why people wanted to cheat me out of my documentaries naturally. You say, oh, it's physics are clear up to this. No, it's not because I'm the original man. Matter of fact, another person wants to know how the energy identifies the original existence. That's what they're scared of. Because another person wants to know, and who is it? It's either gravity, energy, or space. Secretly, light himself. Another person says, oh, you want to speak about the four? Nah, nothing to do with rags. You don't mistake rags, edge, blade, and shield determination of trying to kill certain points of enlightenment and then getting the wrong individuals and finding out individuals never needed those type of things. As a matter of fact, we don't want to speak about things. Your loved one. My education was so nice. Rags, educated, shield had to come with me. Right? Why? Because I educated my elements. How nice am I? I'm the real most. I was no fucked up nigga. And then on top of it, I also educated the other niggas of the higher consciousness on a matter of fact, loved one. Bye bye everybody. Ralph and Gio.